Hi, it's Alice Padgett here for UBTV, and we're here today in the centre of Bristol at the Esso fuel garage. We're at the tail end of the fuel crisis here in the UK, and it's looking pretty quiet here now, but we're going to ask some people about how it's affected them. So have you been affected by the fuel crisis at all?
Personally I haven't, but I know my parents have been, and they can't drive up and come and see me because they won't have enough petrol to get back. Yeah. So that's the biggest issue for us really.
I don't have a car and I don't drive, so it hasn't affected me too much. Normally I take public transport, and I commute to Bristol, but I get the train really.
Yeah, it has, yeah. So of course I have my car here, so of course it's awkward to go places. And I had to go back home in Northampton, right at the start of it. So I had to top up loads, and it felt really awkward trying to do it because you're I'm not stockpiling, I just need to get home.
Not really, no. I don't drive myself, but a few family members do, so they've been quite frustrated by it.
Yeah.
My parents couldn't come up at some point because they couldn't get any fuel, but they just got the train instead. But it has affected my parents going to work and stuff like that back home, especially in Wales. They've sent me loads of videos of everyone panic buying all of it, and my boyfriend's the same, he couldn't get to work, so it is affecting people in that respect, but I think they've kind of eased it back home a bit now. I'm not sure about the situation up here at the minute.
Not really, I can't really drive. I can't. Yeah, I just walk everywhere anyway. So.
Know anyone who's been affected by it? Any stories?
Yeah, my parents did. They tried to drop off my brother to uni but had to delay it for a week. Yeah.
It would be my housemate, because I myself don't have a car, so he kind of mentioned about something their problem with the fueling, and he needs to then keep the car in London because he found it hard to get fuel here, and yeah, that's pretty much as far as I know.
I drive and I'm from Wales, so when the fuel crisis happened I was back home in Wales. Getting fuel there was non-existent, so yeah, 6 a.m. I had to get fuel to then drive back to Bristol.
Do you think people are hoarding fuel? Do you think people are being selfish about it?
Yeah, I think so. I've seen so many videos online of people literally putting it in buckets to just take home, and it's just it's at the beginning with COVID where people were just hoarding food in the supermarket, and it's just so unreasonable. So yeah.
So yeah, but I guess you never know why people need it. So even though people are maybe stockpiling, they may need it for I don't know, work, or an elderly relative or something like that, yeah. So I guess it's not really judging people and why they're doing it, I guess.
No, I don't know enough about that to really have an opinion about that, but if there are people who are unjustly hoarding oil for their own personal gain, then that's selfish in my opinion, and it should be cheaper and more accessible for people who need it on a day-to-day basis.
They're probably never going to use it, and it's just going to sit in their garage or whatever. And then there's people who couldn't get paid that day because they couldn't get to work, so I think it's just a bit selfish in that respect.
Yeah, definitely. Genuinely think some people just being selfish, because I've seen videos of people just bringing cartons, and I think that's just stupid, isn't it?
Why do you think that is, they're doing that?
Just selfish behaviour, right? I can't really explain.
I think, is there anyone to blame? Do you think that people are hoarding fuel? Do you think that's a problem?
Yeah, I think the media made it out to be a lot worse than it was, which made people panic buy, and then that was why there was a bigger shortage than there needed to be. I feel like if it hadn't been made into such a big deal, then the fuel would have lasted a bit longer.
But I mean, I don't really know. I guess I haven't seen much the government really talk about it that much, or address the issue, or tell people to not hoard it. So I think it's they're not putting responsibility on themselves or the people who are being selfish.
Definitely social media. I think that's just definitely put on the worriness of people.
I don't know, I guess there's obviously a shortage of lorry drivers apparently, so whatever reason they're not in jobs, I guess.
I think the media, I think that you say one thing on the media and everyone takes it and runs with it. I think it just spread very fast, like wildfire then, doesn't it? So I think that's the main influence on that anyway.
Does it make you feel frustrated, what's happening in the in the modern world?
I think it's one factor for many things that are going on right now. It's quite a frustrating world that we're in right now. So, I mean, this one doesn't personally affect me, but there are other things that do more. So,
Thankfully, we're at the tail end of the fuel crisis now, but we've had loads of students today talking about how it's difficult to get home, their parents can't see them, or just the general frustrations of not being able to use their cars. There's been a small consensus that it could be due to the media, the fuel crisis, and an overreaction and a hoarding of fuel. So it was interesting to speak to some students today. Thank you.